I guess this is the unsexy bit, right? Is the dining room table days where one of my team members was talking to another team member the other day about personal branding. It was our marketing team member talking to an accountant. And she said, we were talking about when people come up to us at shows like Accountex and ask questions, and like, I love answering questions. And my marketing team member said to the accountant, everybody wants to do personal branding when you're Rachel, but nobody wants to do it when you're Rachel before. And like, I think that is the hardest bit. So my Instagram account literally was started on the same day that we started the business. The same day that I became self-employed, the Instagram account started. And I was doing an MBA. I had just done my strategic marketing module, which actually I think changed my life. It's the module that I went on to deliver a TED talk on afterwards. And I did the strategic marketing, and I just realized that we were in the middle of a global pandemic. People, rather than Googling educational knowledge, are actually moving to platforms like TikTok and Instagram to be educated in a way that meets their tone of voice and is by people that they've come to trust. Daniel Priestley talks about making sure that you had 7 points of contact with somebody before they come and engage to be a customer. And actually social media content is a great way to do that, because those 7 points of contact, there's data behind the fact that our brains can't tell the difference between a point of contact being in person or online. So somebody has to see you and hear you speak 7 times for them to trust you. And so I'd done all of this deep, heavy research into market segmentation, how people's behavior was changing. And I went to my husband and I said, this is the future. This is what we need to do. And he said, that's a terrible idea. No, we're not doing that. And so I said, which I think is a really important part of the story, because I think it's hard. It's risky. There is so much time involved. And I get brand deals now, but those brand deals are compensating me for the 4 years that I want for free.
Yeah.
And so it has been, a long road, but a really exciting part of, I think, one of the biggest lessons in business that I've learned is that consistency outperforms talent 10 times over. Like, I'm not doing anything wild. Most of the time, I am doing the obvious when it comes to the team and the clients, and I am just so stubborn. I outwork anyone. A huge sense of imposter syndrome, and that's the secret.
I also then shared a lot of lessons that I'd learned and been okay with sharing that. So I get some people who say to me, Anastasia, I wouldn't share about, this hard thing you had in your business because it makes people think that something's wrong with your business. I couldn't give a crap whether you think there's something wrong with my business. I know my business is fine. And if there is something wrong with my business, oh well, that's entrepreneurship. Things go wrong, and how we navigate through it is really important. So I am actually also open about the difficulties I face. And I think it's really relatable for people. As I have been on this podcast, I try to talk about the turnover. I try to talk about things that people are like, you can't say that. Again, it kind of goes back to the start. I don't like being told this is just not what we do. Says who? Says who that we don't talk about that kind of stuff? Says who that you don't talk about the fact that actually you're really struggling with staffing problems, or you're really struggling being a leader, or you're struggling stepping into a room because you don't feel that confident. You won't be the only one, far from it. So I think I've always tried to share that. I try and share the journey. I mean, people really like on LinkedIn, as a practical tip, people like a kind of underdog turned success story. It seems to be a kind of thing people like in the world. I mean, think about a film. What film do you love the most? You love it where it's like this underdog and they come out triumphant and they fall in love, or they achieve their dream. People love that story. And so I tell that story a lot about that, and I talk openly about how that's made me feel, or how the journey it's led me on. And then occasionally I will sprinkle in, at Isla, we've just launched this product. At Isla, we've just launched this service.
But you're still in the sort of top 100 sort of LinkedIn influencers as yourself. Yeah. Where did you finish? What was your ranking?
I think I'm fourth. I came fourth, so I think I'm like the top partner and the top employment lawyer. So I absolutely will take that.
That's great.
It's just it's not a pressure. It's just the only way is down, because you look at the three above me. That's just a different ball game. The only way is down from now on. But I think for me, what that gives you is, if I can do this, literally anybody can, because do you know what? I'm literally making this up as I go along. So I take that as being, if I can do it, someone who posts nothing about employment law at all, really again about being like, this is what it's like being a lawyer. This is what it's like if you want to come and work for me, or you want to kind of come and you need a client. If I can do it, anyone can. And I think it's very much about being that, and about just saying, look, if you want to do this, you can just do it. And anyone could try it. I've only been doing this for probably a year to 18 months now. It's really about just going, you can do this. But yeah, I think the only way is down in terms of the rankings. But even then, do you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, it's not about the engagement. It's not about the likes. It's just about going, we can do this. And I think it's just a different way. And it's a different part of what it is to be a lawyer, you know, in 2025 now, and a different part of, you know, the skill set you need to have about how you market it and how you network yourself. It's a different part of it these days.
Hi everyone, just a quick break in the show just to say thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe because it really helps us grow the channel. This podcast is brought to you by AdPeople, a digital marketing agency that's been helping small to medium-sized businesses grow for over 2 decades. If you're looking to get more clients for your website, then AdPeople's team of experts can help you make that happen. Drop them an email at consult@addpeople.co.uk for a free, no-nonsense chat about where you are now and where you want to be. Don't forget to mention the Eardley Bird Business Podcast is how you got there for exclusive offers and discounts. All right, let's get back to the episode.
When I started, I was absolutely terrified. I didn't have a big social media presence before. I just posted holiday pics because that's the only thing that was interesting about my life. And so when I saw other people in different industries creating a personal brand, I was like, well, surely accounting can't be any different. And obviously, Rachel Harris in the accounting industry, she's created a massive personal brand for herself. And I was like, okay, well, I hate networking. I do. It's not something I feel confident in. At the time, it's something I love doing now just because exposure therapy. And I thought, how can I reach people without having to leave my house? And so I thought, okay, let me build a personal brand. And so for me, it was going on a big piece of paper on a big mind map with my name in the middle, big circle, and then what do I want to stand for as a person? What personal brand do I want to create? What values do I want to have? And what knowledge do I want to share? So I thought, right, well, the apprenticeship route is unique and brilliant and people could shout about it more. So that's what I'm going to shout about. So when I started, my content pillars were apprenticeships, young business owners, and financial education. And so from there, then I made sure that every piece of content was hitting one of those content pillars, whether it was talking about my personal journey in my apprenticeship, talking about tax brackets to hit financial education, or sharing my journey as a young business owner to hit that pillar of young business owners. And so it was a lot of trial and error. It's very embarrassing to start on zero followers on any platform. And sometimes I had videos on TikTok that have 5 views, and it's really quite embarrassing. Again, with LinkedIn, if you start posting, you're not going to blow up overnight. It is all about consistency, and it is quite demoralizing when you put in a lot of effort to something and 2 people like it, one of them being me on my other account and one of them being my mum. And so it is about consistency and seeing what works and what doesn't. I will always find on LinkedIn, the more personal I go, the better it will do. On TikTok, tax things will do really well for me, talking about salaries and tax and NI contributions. But if I post something, I don't know, about my holiday, no one cares.
Where it really took off in terms of the thought leadership is when I co-founded Compliance for Law Firms with my co-founder Steve Brett from E3 Compliance Training. And the idea was compliance is a really lonely place. It can be when you don't have that network. So Steve and we met on a panel for Legal Tech Association, I think it was, and we said, hey, why don't we do a Zoom forum every Wednesday, bring compliance professionals together, and we can start talking. In fact, it was initially on Clubhouse, if you remember that. Do you remember when Clubhouse came up?
I do, yeah.
So we said, let's do it on Clubhouse, and in fact our first episode was on Clubhouse, and we were all like, hello, what's a challenge for you this week? And there's about 5 people on it. But that quickly evolved onto Zoom because we needed a better platform, really. And now that's still 5 years on, that forum is still running. I took a little bit of a step back just in the last few months because I said, like, Steve, you run, take it forward. We've done 5 years together. That's been brilliant. But what that in it, setting up Compliance for Law Firms, what that did for me personally was raise my profile. One, by showing up in front of my ideal clients every week as the thought leader. But two, when I was cold reaching out to people on LinkedIn, I had a credible, valuable offering to give them. I wasn't reaching out and saying, do you want to buy an audit? I was saying, hey, do you want to come to this really exciting group? And there'll be all, peers there, and we're going to be talking about, relevant things in compliance. So that's a really compelling, free, really valuable thing to get involved with. So that gave me confidence, because especially in the early days, I didn't want to sell. And I still, I still feel a bit icky about that. And I don't like feeling, I would hate for the person that I'm talking to feel sold to. So it's always about what's right for them and bringing them on that journey. So it made me feel happier about cold outreach, because I wasn't selling, I was gifting. And that was really key in the early days.
But yeah, 3 years in the running with this now. 2 years to get brand awareness. I'm not going to lie, it took me a good 2 years to get sort of credibility now. And now it seems to be that I get a lot more speaker gigs, a lot more into big organisations. People, well, it's like anything. People trust you, don't they?
Yeah, no, for sure. So 2 years to get brand awareness. So how did those first 2 years feel as a business owner?
Tough, really tough, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It definitely was. It was a squeaky bum time. I think, am I doing the right? It was true. Have I made the right choice? I took a significant drop in income here. I think I just had to hold on to the fact that it good will come from it. Keep showing up, be authentic in your approach, be consistent in your approach. I post every single day. LinkedIn is my biggest sort of marketing tool, and I post every single day. I don't think I've missed a post in the last 3 years.
Wow.
It's a tougher environment out there now. The algorithm and stuff, I'm not going to lie, and I think you're just putting your finger in the air and hoping for the best at the moment. But it has built me a good standing where I'm deemed as an expert in my field now. So, and it does take time, doesn't it, to pivot over from anything and go into an industry now where you're up against some big players and actually start to dominate it. Yeah, you've got to be consistent to get that approach.
Yeah, 100%.